first full school year that we rolled out one-to-one iPad devices for all staff and students in Lakeville Area Schools.
Having students have one-to-one devices has been remarkable. It has really helped me revolutionize the way that I teach and also how students learn.
We've been wanting to use a tablet for years. We just haven't had the opportunity to get that. And now with the iPads for each student, now we're able to use drawing pads.
It's just been so fun with all the different capabilities and being able to use different apps, have kids be able to interact with the iPads, being able to write and record and explain things.
It's kind of like a dream come true. I've often thought about my classroom and what would be like the ideal 21st century classroom. But having the iPads is kind of a step in that sort of dream classroom of mine. Combining the iPads with the resources that they have on Schoology, I had to just make a decision as a teacher that their iPad was going to be their classroom materials. But a goal was to never hand out a piece of paper and never receive a piece of paper from a student. And so far, so good.
It has been really great to just know that we have access to these. Every student will have access, so we can plan projects where they're going to need to use that technology. Just knowing that we can count on it, it's consistent, every student has been taught and been practiced and knows how to use it.
Our students have really taken to the iPads and the creative resources that they have available to them. They have lots of apps to help reinforce the learning that their teachers are doing in the classroom.
So I use it for my schoolwork. Over here is Seesaw. It's where like all my school stuff is.
In my other classes, it's a lot more of studying and like flashcard work. But as far as graphics goes, it's mostly the drawing that we had to do on the iPad.
I'm just reading a book. It's a book about like I love like the tall trees. And I was just doing my lessons.
I like how you can just like if you have unfinished work, you can do it at home, and then like if you want to do any other things that you were doing at school, you can still do that on your iPad.
And then with Notability and stuff, it was easier taking notes with distance learning, so we didn't have to get out our paper all the time.
They are so engaged, and when we're done in the classroom, they have been continuing to draw and animate at home. They've been teaching their younger and older siblings how to download these apps and work on them.
Our staff have been absolutely amazing this year with everything and really taking to the iPads and learning just a ton of how to support their students, their staff, and their families.
We're going to move our brains over to phonics right now. We use them a lot for stations, and then during whole group lessons, using my teacher iPad, I'm able to use Apple Classroom. When I use Apple Classroom, I'm able to view my students' iPads. I'm able to go into the student's iPad, view their screen, and I can see exactly what they're doing. I'm able to see it and walk around my classroom, and I can check in with students and see how they're doing, which is nice because then if they are a little off track and we're trying to spell the word cat and they put it with a K, I'm able to see it on my screen. I'm able to go up to them and explain, nope, cat starts with a C, and they can directly fix it. What's also nice is I'm able to control exactly what app they can go on, and I can send them apps to go to.
I use the iPad to demonstrate, so it's almost like a document camera, and so then kids can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm sewing. So then they can copy the stitches. If there's something that they need to relearn, they can access my videos and kind of self-teach if I'm not available, if they're at home sick or on vacation.
One of the features that I really enjoyed this year is I can pull up my Google Slides presentations that I've created to teach a lesson. So for example, this one is on experimental probability, and I can project this on the screen and then move around the classroom. So as we go through our activity and we are taking notes, I can show our anchor chart bigger on the board. We can look at practice problems, and you can see here the writing that I did, and the students could see that on the board in real time while I was walking around the classroom and supporting students.
One of the things that I think students find so powerful is the multitasking abilities that they might have with their iPad. Some kid taught me to be able to swipe in, and now I can dual screen my 2 Notability pages. And so now I can work on a problem here in my review, and then also be able to check my answer as I'm working side by side. Well, I also need a calculator. Well, did you know you could float your scientific calculator in from the side of the screen? What? Mind-boggling. How do you do that, Mr. Laufenberger? Well, I can't give away all my secrets.
I'm going to take the iPad and find my spot on the outside of the rug.
One of the things that we really want to focus on for next year is creating and getting our students to create and getting our teachers to create and using maybe kind of a handful of certain apps where they are showing what they know in a variety of ways.
I think iPads will become part of the way of the future.
I'm also looking forward to just the different ways students can share what they've learned, whether that's producing a movie to share about some topic that they learned, or it's recording a podcast to explain their learning rather than just writing it out in a report.
You are going to use the highlighter.
The iPad is a powerful tool that we have in our toolbox. It is not the only tool. We really strive for a balance in all types of our learning activities.
We also got Apple TVs in our classroom, so that with the iPad allows me to be able to cast whatever I'm teaching, and then I can be mobile around the room but still writing on the whiteboard, connecting with kids who need help.
Instead of having to pull out 40 books for all of them to go look through, if I can send them that book right to their iPad, it cuts that time down and gets more learning in.
It can't replace what we're already doing, because what we're doing in the classroom is fantastic, but it can add to what we're doing.
Teachers implemented the iPads in really creative ways this year, and we can't wait to see what they are going to do next year.